Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of AI Amigos show. My name is Marina, and I'm very happy to be here again with my two good friends, James and Santiago. Hi, guys. How are you?
Hello, everyone.
Apart from them, we have a very special guest today who came here to talk to us about a very nice topic that has a good impact and it's related to the implementation of AI. Hi, Uttam. Welcome.
Hi, hi, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you. And thanks so much for joining us today. Uttam is working on his startup and he is using AI actually for good purposes. So that's why today we just mentioned that, okay, AI for good is in action. And we want to know how can we use AI to help some people to face some diseases, for example, dyslexia in this case. So, Uta, maybe you can tell us a little bit about that, how you started with the idea, how does it work, what kind of techniques you use. We want to hear from you.
Thanks for inviting me for this. And but the story is long. Let me tell you the full story. In 2019, I decided I should do something, okay? And I started with doing something for schools. Then I told, no, this is not right. I should because I was a computer vision engineer, AI, so I love the faces. So I told, let me do something, and I researched and found out I should work for the reading disability, okay, and dyslexia. And from 2019, I'm working on this. And in 2 years, I made a prototype using a eyeball tracker from Toby, getting the data installed in schools. But the cost was so high. And that was my hitting point because every school will not support investing so much only to assess whether the child is dyslexic or not. So after a few years, 1 year, I thought, oh, this is not the project I'm going to do. Let me save it. I kept it down. That was my first company, which was AI Drawings. Okay. And now
Mm-hmm.
I have changed everything about it. And then I came to AI Founder Campus Institutes, and that is when I thought I'll reinvent using the AI. Now it's improved a lot. Let me use it. And then I have my co-founder who is Christian Bohr. He's dyslexic, and we met online, never met each other front to front. And I came from campus founder and told him I have the idea now. We should assess dyslexic now. He told I am in. Can I be the co-founder? And that is how the journey started 1 year back. Okay, and we designed it, and our main motto was that if you go in Netherlands, they cost around 1750 for the assessment of dyslexia, and we have to do something using the webcam and do it. Okay, and that is how the journey started using the webcam, where we can use for a €5 or €10 and do it. Now the struggle starts how to assess each of the bits. Okay, because being a child, it moves around more, and the webcam has to understand every bit of it, right? And then we started analyzing, and we started, okay, this can be done, okay, and we started using the data points, and we use a media pipe of Google, the open source, and we use the web gaze for the eyeball tracking, and we try to get each of the data points with the resolution, train our own data. We use our own model, which is every day they get updated, and use it. And that is how we use the AI as a helping dog for us to reduce the cost and give to the family and friends.
Well, thank you so much for sharing the story. Now, my question is because you said, okay, we are using these sources, we're using these other sources, but how does it work with the camera? So imagine that I'm a parent, I have my kid, that my kid has dyslexia, and then I said, okay, let's use DysTest to see if there is any help or improvement or coaching, like how does AI actually work here? And is it actually following, for example, the eyes? Is it using computer vision? So how is it actually working behind it?
Yes. First of all, being in Europe, we don't want to have the face at all. So you use the face mask, the points. and that is first criteria of us was that we should use that. Okay, and how we are able to detect dyslexic or not? There are few criteria. Okay. Suppose for first is how he's able to read the things and whether he's skipping the words or not. Okay, and then try to tell him to answer the small passage which he had read. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
For a dyslexic kid, he cannot do it because they have a cache memory. After some time, the cache memory gets filled up. He doesn't remember anything. He can read it, but he will not able to answer it. Now the point is that we are checking how much time he comes back and go forward again to the story to read it, and how much time he's putting a concentration on a one word. Suppose you can change the word butterfly into butter, enter fly, he will never
Mm-hmm.
understand. Now we are trying to see how much time he has devoted on that word. Okay, and how much time is devoted by a general normal kid, that much. Do analysis, run a model on train our data on that point, and see where the child on a grade of 1 to 10 where he lies. We are not an officer that will see he is dyslexic or she is dyslexic. We are telling that this kid has some reading issues, okay, and has to be monitored. Sometimes in
Mm-hmm.
the old classes, when you go to the teacher tell, oh, he's very lazy, he's a backbencher, he doesn't want to study. That is may or may not be the case. It may happen that he's dyslexic, so he's not able to do it. The words. And with the help of AI, what you're trying to do, the screen color will change. For a dyslexic kid, if it is white and black, the letter dance.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It should be off white and blue, where he can read little bit better. That
Okay,
is
well,
how the
in my head, what I was thinking was, okay, so let's imagine, for example, like there is a sentence or there is like a word, and then you try to see, for example, like where the eyes are actually directing. But apparently, there are other ways to measure it. Well, it shows that
yes.
I'm not a medicine expert, right?
Uh, what you are telling is done by everybody. Okay. And they check the eyes and see whether it is going in the interless scanning or not, or it is going backward and forward, and see how
Mm-hmm.
much response time it is. And that is the only people were doing it. But what you do, we try to do, we did a multimodal where we are using the typing, where you answer, you type it, how much time he bend down, how many times he blinks, and this is all detected through the camera. And we use the eyeball iris to see where the movement is happening. And we
Mm-hmm.
also control if it is a cross eye, we see that it happens perfectly also. If find is a cross eye, then we see that only the left or right retina will work, not the full face. Because if it is cross, the distance between the two eyeballs are not same. It will be less or more,
And
and that is all detected.
I want to ask you something regarding the fundings because health tech and I assume like health tech, sustainability, these kind of topics that are usually AI for good purposes. I would say they are very hard to get fundings out there. Are you actually facing those problems or not? Because usually, that well, James and I, we work in academia for some time, and then what is happening is when people want to go into research, we try to tell them, guys, follow the money. like follow where there will be fundings, so then you can ensure that in the coming years you can get it running. And then what is happening in topics like this one? So are you facing any issues with investors or maybe in research? How do you see that?
It is 100% you are right. It is too difficult to get funding, to be honest, because the return on investment time is more.
Mm-hmm.
Because for last 1 year, we are thinking what is the best way to do it. AI will help us to do it. Okay, we'll make models, we'll do it. Is the model which is there in the market? If we get it, is it useful? No, it is not
Mm.
useful for us. Because if you get the general data, we will not able to do it anything. Right? We are not going to see the facial whether it is laughing or crying. We don't want to do it. The funding is very hard because everybody thinks on return on investment. I will launch today. You start today. Tomorrow you launch it, and day after tomorrow money should come to your account. It cannot be done in R&D at all, and it is done.
No, of course it is tough, and also, well, there is one more thing. So what I believe in the mind of investors is, if this is something that will not be explosive and give some revenue or some immediate revenue, or it is not like a B2B business, for example, it's actually very hard to invest there. Like, it's a risk for them as well, I assume.
You have to have patience. I feel that. Okay. So when we present the idea to the Dyslexia Association in Netherlands, they loved it. They told, we'll sponsor you, getting the MVPs run, everything. Okay. And that was the first step where we have only a paper and showing them, oh, this is what we are trying to do. And now we have gone so hard, and we know what is there, what not to be there. And from us, both the founders, were very clear that we're not going for funding initially. We are very clear. And that is because this is our passion of doing it, this product. Okay. And we are not trying to have a livelihood from that. As you could have told, 17, 15 euros per one session assessment, we can charge 1,000 euros, we can give it, right? But we don't know, it should be 5 euros, that's all. It should be for everybody. Yes.
I get it. I will go now to near to John's topic. So where are you storing the data? So then everything is going to the cloud. Your architecture is actually built on the cloud. Is it working locally? How does it work?
Yeah, for us the child data is very important. So it will be on the local PC or all the data. Okay, and for us, it will be, we fetch it from their local server with the permission for 30 days, then we take it out. We don't keep it, because we don't need the data.
So it's only used in Europe then? I mean, is that the case? Or, I mean, globally, I would imagine.
No, it is globally, it is the same, because we don't want to.
So if it's done, let's say, in the US or China or India or wherever, the data is stored in Europe.
I will tell you the best part of it today. I just share you that link in the LinkedIn. One person from India approached me, told, can we do it and run it in our school once? That is how the hype is, right? People know who knows and want to do it, and who doesn't want to do it, they don't do it, right? So, but for me and for my co-founder, very clear that we're not going to store anything. We don't want.
I have a question here that is related to, because you said like it is very hard to get fundings. And this is a question that I will throw for everybody here. Why do you think, guys, that it is so hard to get fundings when AI is used for these kind of purposes?
You just need to put sustainability on it at the end of it, and you'll get funding. That's all you got to do, man. There's no secret there.
Climate change.
Now, just remember, I'm going to want my cut when the funding, okay? You don't, because James gave you that idea.
Yeah.
Everyone knows I'm just joking about that. Not about the sustainability, but the cut.
Yes. No, both. The sustainability is very important part of it, right? Because, and also the point where we are working again on that, we are making a product, but we are not solving the how part of it after that. Now the how part is also getting worked out. Okay, so we know this is the product where you get the child is dyslexic or not. If it is yes or no, also use the how product, how to improve or her, right? And trying to put the dots.
Normally, to be diagnosed and to be treated, the children have to. I know, like for example, here in Ireland, particularly, that's where I'm at. In order to get an official diagnosis, it's very expensive.
Yes.
And I don't know, is that something that you guys would be working in that? I mean,
I think that is the point. I'm just sorry to interrupt. That's the point I'm on. In Netherlands, it is 1,750 euros for one assessment for dyslexic.
I think it's 1,500 here in Ireland. I think.
Yeah. Maybe yes. And we wanted to make it at 5 euros. That's all. Because we are not going to use any external hardware, and we are getting the data perfect. Now we are able to generate the reports, everything perfectly, but we want to test it more because.
Could they use your diagnosis? Sorry, just can they use your diagnosis in regards to like government assistance or any kind of helps, or like Marina was saying, like we were in academia, and like if someone had like issues with like let's say primary language, well, not an issue, but like let's say in English is not your first language. So if you took an exam, they would give it extra time. If you are dyslexic, they would give it to you maybe an oral exam rather than a written exam. So what I'm saying is that if someone on your platform gets diagnosed, will that they be given like accommodations, if you will, in that respect?
Yes, you hit the right question also. When we start filling the form for starting the assessment, we tell, is English your native language or not? Because now we support for 5 languages, going up with 5 languages. We tell, is it your native? Because if it's not native language, and suppose I am from Spanish, giving a test in Spanish, but I'm not my native, I may read slow. So that is a big criteria to be on. Okay, and then to answer it, yes, we are first approaching the government dyslexic associations of all the countries slowly, okay, because until we make the product, we cannot.
And are you regulated as such in regards, because like I think about like the EU AI Act, which you talked about, it's in right. So one of the things it talked about, and I know in the very top of the pyramid that they've showed of higher risk is healthcare, right? So not only is it healthcare, but it's healthcare with children as well. So that would be I would imagine that the level of
So that's why initially we are telling that it is just assessment and it is not a full-fledged that the child is dyslexic or not, because for any software to be done and do a diagnosis and tell that she is dyslexic, we have to be certified. And to get certified in Germany, the process and how much time it will take to do it.
Take a lifetime, Uttam. Maybe your grandchildren will get the certification by the time.
So better to put on the double star and tell, oh, this report.
I'm just saying it took a long time for Marina to get a driver's license, so it must be even longer than that.
Come on. But I am not an example. I always say, I excel in other things, but driving was not one of them.
I'm just happy she's in Germany and I'm in Ireland. I don't have to worry about her on the roads over here.
Uttam, I have a question related to your opinion. I want to ask you, because you are working in this environment, you have done your research for a while. So where do you see the biggest gap in how technology is supporting nowadays neurodiverse students?
In the case of dyslexia, the awareness is almost zero, you can say. If you ask 100 people about, do you know about dyslexia? They don't know, you don't know. Because when I started my company, I went in India, they thought, we can put ear drops, eye drops. This is a standard of awareness. It is there. Awareness has to improve in all this.
Okay. Yes.
And it is not about dyslexic, because dyslexic is a different varieties also. Somebody has math dyslexic, they cannot do 2 + 2 immediately, right? Somebody has the map, they cannot find left and right, the left, right, they will tell like this. So there's variety of people. People awareness is very important when you are handling any medical, and for kids especially. You cannot tell a parent that your child is dyslexic.
But do you think that people would actually be comfortable using AI, for example, instead of going to a professional? I think this is something. This is kind of a friction so far here, that people don't really trust AI, or they don't want to.
It does hallucinate, in fairness. So there's like hallucinations. What if you get the diagnosis wrong?
Exactly. Well, but this is why
I think diagnosis, the assessment. That's the word. I'm sorry, I'm using the wrong word.
Because to be very frank on this, that's why we don't want to keep data. It is on their system only. Okay, and for 30 days we'll use this and train our data first. The second is that whatever the child does, it is all recorded. First of all, the heat maps of the screen, where he's going, what he's reading, everything, and the parent knows, okay, the child is like this, and then we see how many times he blinks the eyes, where he went, okay, then what he answered and what was the correct answer, how much time he took, okay. And when you give the parent or any person the full analysis of data and what you analyzed and out of which what you got the result, parents are happy in these cases. They don't want a shortcut report. Okay, this is done. This is not about AI or not using AI. Okay, AI is a buzzword, to be honest. Okay, everybody uses. When we started coding, also we code intelligently, and that is AI only. And that time the data was not so much there, so we are not able to use it. We used to use our own fundamentals. But
Yeah, I mean, as
if
you
you
say,
use,
AI is a buzzword, but it's very general, and most people think AI is ChatGPT. You know, you know what I mean? There's like,
that is a wrong perspective. But for a developer, for point of view, we when we write code, we try to use intelligence to make our code more intelligent, right? When we started coding ourselves also, right? But now, as the data has been used in that, then you try to create model. If the data was not there, nothing to do with the buzzword will not be there, right? So the point is that we are all intelligent. We know how to see if five of us, four of us do chat GTP and write something, everybody answer will come differently because everybody way of asking is different, right? So for the in case of the report, I always feel the parent will get convinced when you have a detailed analysis report in these cases, especially for medical. You cannot have the Chinese dyslexia finished. No way. It should be fully analyzed on each of the pages, and if it is perfect, the parents will come because it is they know the child has a problem, right? Because they are the first line of defense, right? For them, if the child is not reading, okay, is writing A, B as D as a mirror image, the child has some problem. I don't tell what rate, the scale of 1 to 10, but it is.
Yes. Well, there is one more question that I want to ask you, Uttam, and it's about the myths, because people actually talk and maybe have different, perspective or different thoughts. Is there any myth about dyslexia that, or let's say dyslexia and AI, that you would break today with your product? Something that like people maybe are like thinking about, and then you said, no, actually this is not entirely correct, we have something like different or better or improving. I would love to hear that.
Yes, I said. I got your question. When we and Christian, I and Christian were discussing, he was very. If I give the test to you, if a normal, it takes me 8 minutes. He wrote the stories, everything. He told me it took him 55 minutes to complete. And he was struggling to complete. He told it is so difficult for me to, because he knows the answers, because he wrote the stories. And it is tough. For the general people, for a person, we feel, oh, it's very easy, right? But we are very precise on what we are going to do. And we feel AI is the only way, okay, we are able to go forward now. Else, we could not have come to that level, right? Because with that, we are able to get the data every time he does it and see how it's behaving. Because he's a user, not me. Okay. I'm finished very quickly. He's a user. He knows I pointed on this dot for so many seconds, right? And suppose there's a question, I'll tell you a very peculiar thing. If normal we write, what is your name? Okay, it's a very simple question. If you tweak it and ask, what's name yours? For you, if you ask, you don't know, my name is Uttam, I was fine. But for dyslexic, you will never understand what is the meaning of that. That's the
Oh,
wrong sentence.
so this is actually like super hard as well, like even the own name.
Yes, yes, it is
Wow.
tough.
No,
well, I mean,
it
there's
is.
definitely different levels of
Yes.
dyslexia.
Yeah,
So
it is. It is.
yeah,
Grade of 1 to 10, it is there.
yeah.
But it is problem. Suppose I send my founder a 2-pager agreement, he will never respond in 1 day. It will take him time because it is like a memory. The cache memory is full, then if you punch in, nothing will come. It will revert back.
Wow. Well,
So we
so
have to understand that.
it is actually like a problem that clearly needs more exploration, and maybe more people like you know, dedicating time, resources, and maybe, you know, providing some solutions, not only to the people who are actually living the disease, but also to the environment, you know, like educators, parents, because, well, I assume that situation would be actually much easier for what you speak.
And, and you cannot believe now it is 1:5 after the COVID.
Mm.
Out of 5 children, one kid is dyslexic at one form or other. Because the parents were not seeing the kids during the COVID, the kids were at home, the parents were at home. Then they really felt, oh, my child is having an issue in reading.
Mm.
He cannot do it. So we have to, as society, we have to work for to detect them quickly, and so that they can have a great life. Because they are very intelligent. All the dyslexic are entrepreneurs. This is not that the skill level is high, but we should not make them backbenchers or have a bad childhood. I want like.
No, totally, totally. It makes sense. Before we reach the end of our show, there are a couple of things that I want to comment, and Uttam, probably you also read about this. One of the big news and a big trend that is happening in the last hours, I would say, is the Citrine report. That is talking about the global crisis that we will suffer due to the rapid advances that are in machine learning, with the productivity, and well, what will happen with the human labor, you know, because apparently some of the tasks will be totally obsolete in just a couple of years. I think the report says only 2 years left, no? 2 years to go.
I just tell one, we should be positive. It is a next industrial revolution. It is after 100 years. We have to. It is an industrial revolution. Everybody thought when the machines are coming, we thought, oh, nothing human will not get work, and it changed everything, right? It is. We should be positive. Something good will come. People are not thinking of the
We
goodness;
hope.
they're thinking
We
of the
hope.
badness.
But actually, you
Absolutely
know
right.
what? You know what, guys? Like lately, well, actually, lately, just in the last 24 hours, it was full of influencers, you know, on Instagram and Facebook, and TikTok, just mentioning, oh, if AI is replacing your job tomorrow, do you have a plan B? Do you know what you will do? And then I was thinking, like, come on, this is like a super apocalyptic scenario, you know, like they're really taking the report so seriously. And at the end of the day, this is something that we already have seen. Like there are some jobs that were automated. Like we have chatbots, for example, for customer service. We have AI helping, you know, on sales. We have even, you know, like the machines in the supermarket that you can scan your own products, but it's been for so long. So then why everyone is kind of panicking just now?
Well, even the author of this article was surprised to get the response that people have. And Jinsha and I were talking about that earlier in the week, because it was just like, you know, what's going on there. But there's a company last year, Klarna. I don't know if you heard about that, Klarna, but basically when you're talking customer service, you know, like they got rid of everyone, and they're like, okay, customer service is now going to be handled by AI. And guess what? They hired everyone back. AI
Of
didn't,
course, of
you
course.
know.
There are so many things that we need to actually know that there are some pitfalls with AI. Like AI is great, is helping us to leverage our capability, is helping companies to work more efficiently. But the idea is not replacing the human. I still believe that the hallucinations are a problem, and this is a reality, you know. So then we cannot have only like AI agents handling everything.
Yeah,
I
but
don't know.
some people, I will just add to this. The companies, the people should know how to use AI. And people are thinking ChatGPT, okay, DeepSeek is the best way to. This is not. You cannot code with DeepSeek.
Oh, Jinsha, he beg to differ. Jinsha is a deep seek. He's a deep seek man. Let me tell you.
Be careful with your words here, Udam.
No, I'm telling. If you don't know how to do coding, AI will
Yeah.
never help any of the people. Will not help you in making a great. code, right?
Well, yeah, we talked about
that.
that.
The brain.
Sorry, go ahead.
So the brain has to be there. You have to be creative of how to use it, right?
Critical thinking. We still need critical thinking, and yeah, and we've talked
People
about
are missing that.
The what?
I think the people are missing that part and buzzing around. Okay, my job is gone. My job. It is a change. We have to accept it.
But have you seen the number of AI experts that have come out there? All of a sudden, many people are AI experts. Have you seen, Uttam? It's like
Everybody's telling they're expert because they know how to use ChatGPT.
Yeah, I know. Well, but you know, like the thing is, when you talk to them, they really consider that this is AI. You know, it's not kind of no, you know, it's bigger. They really think like, okay, I learned how to prompt on GPT or Gemini or any of these platforms, and then okay, then I am an AI expert. And actually, you know, AI is much bigger than that. We have seen this. I have seen, you know, like the use of AI in different cases, in different scenarios, and it goes beyond that. That's why, you know, I was so surprised with the impact of this report, with the Citrine report, because I was thinking, okay, but if this is something that it's been happening, you know, and it's been helping, so then why the shock, you know?
And I think due to the social media, it is getting a hype. Okay, also, and influencers are telling, "Oh, this is bad. The job will go off. Everything." So people are getting more anxiety. Okay, my job is gone. No, the market is down all over the world now. That's fine. Okay, this is a part of the cycle. It's happening due to X, Y, Z reasons. It's not only on AI. Jobs will go up because now if you want to build a website or something, doesn't take much, like 15 minutes. In 1 hour, it is done. You just click it and done everything, right? So it helps a lot. But I'll tell you, the people are telling we are the AI expert. If you ask them what is the definition of AI, they will not be able to tell. They may tell ChatGPT or something. That's a real big issue now here, right? Those who know, they know.
Totally, yeah, that's it. And I feel that those who know about the topic, maybe, you know, like we talk to others like we are doing here now, you know, okay, so then what's going on, what is happening, what are the trends, and it's kind of we keep educating ourselves, kind of in the shadows, you know, like instead of showing off, you know, like, no, look, like we know about AI for so long. That's the feeling.
Telling we'll create a report using AI. But if you don't have the data, how the report will generate? So people are misguided, and that is where the funding is also. When you tell
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
Guys, we are reaching to the end of our episode. Please subscribe our channel, share if you like it, and remember that this podcast is sponsored by Tequila AI. So then if you want to implement AI in your organization, you can talk to our friends from Tequila and you will get like very good treat because you come from us. Shanchao, James, a pleasure as always. And Uttam, it was amazing to have you today.
It was a pleasure to meet you all.
Thank you
Have a
so
nice
much.
day.
And hopefully you come again, you know, another time and you tell us how your product is going.
Yeah, anytime. If see my last fundamental in line is that if I bring a smile to anybody's face, I'm the best person in the world. And that's how it is. I'm working for so many years.
Thank you so much. Thanks, guys. And well, so to our audience, thank you for being there and see you next week.
See you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.